Welcome back to the show, everybody. I've got my good friend gdogg from San Diego, California. How you doing today, sir?
I'm living the dream, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Got 9/11 coming again next week, and I know you got a bunch of stuff in the works. What you got going on this year?
Oh man, let's see. Yeah, we got obviously lots going on. First thing coming up is this Sunday. Actually, there's a 9/11 related event here in San Diego. The Travis Manion 9/11 Heroes Run. Travis was a service member who was killed in action, I believe, while over in Afghanistan. So they started a foundation in his name to support service members and families post September 11th. So I'm doing that on Sunday here in San Diego. And then Saturday, September 10th, is the annual San Diego 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. So myself, along with my teammates in Team Diora, will be doing the stair climb again this year. And it's going to be at the Bayfront Hilton downtown. And starts, I believe the ceremony starts at 8 a.m. It's going to be an amazing event. It hasn't happened the last 2 years because of COVID.
To the COVID
Um,
19, right?
but correct, yeah. So this year it's popping off, and yeah, it's always a very special event. Tons of people come out for it. There's food vendors, there's a beer garden, there's a stage with live bands playing, and of course we're climbing 110 stories for the firefighters and everybody who was lost on 9/11, and all the money that we are fundraising for the climb is going to benefit Firefighter Aid, which is a organization that provides programs and services to firefighters and their families. Some of the programs that they work with include the Psych Armor Institute, the Firefighter Cancer Support Network, and National Fallen Firefighters Association. So all the money raised is going to be benefiting firefighter aid, and then they will disperse that money to various programs to support our firefighters and their families.
That's outstanding. That's really cool. Last year
Yeah.
we did a show and I had a bunch of technical difficulties, but I was able to recover some of what we recorded last year. So
Yeah.
stay
Good.
tuned. I'll try to get some of that up. So it was just a big old
Absolutely.
debacle.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's definitely good seeing you. So what else you got going on out there in San Diego?
Well, it's funny. Still talking about the 9/11 events. So Saturday, September 10th is the climb in the morning, and then that night is my annual 9/11 benefit show here in San Diego at Brick by Brick. I've got five bands that will be playing the show. The doors open at 6:30, and then at 7 o'clock is the first band. The bands that will be playing that night are Nothing Haunts Me, Sleeping Faceless, God Hammered, Defy the Tyrants, and Squirrely Arts. They're all local, real good, hard hitting metal bands with great followings, and so we should raise a lot of money and awareness, and that show is benefiting Firefighter Aid as well. So
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, very excited about the show. It's gonna be a good time. So all
Well,
the
if you're
bands
able
are
to get me
excited.
some pics, and we can splice
Yeah,
that in on a follow up video.
absolutely. Yeah, there'll be plenty of those. There'll be plenty of those to give you, as many as you want. So
Okay,
um,
cool. I look forward to it, man. I look forward to it.
yeah, it's gonna be good, man. 21 years, it doesn't feel like it. That's for sure.
No, it
It's
doesn't. It doesn't. I
you
mean,
know,
it's. I mean, sometimes I feel as though I lived an entire lifetime. Like in these last 2 decades plus a year. So I
yeah,
totally get where you're
yeah,
coming from.
right. It definitely messes with your mind. Like I still see Diara as 20 years old or whatever, or 19 last time I saw her, and so much has happened since then. I mean, all these life events have happened. I've got two baby girls now, and got married, and all these things that have happened over the
Right.
years. And and to think, God, man, like she would have been she'd be like let's see,
She'd be in her
she'd be like
40s right
40,
now.
she'd be 41 now. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
and I
Uh huh.
often think like, what would she be doing with her life right now? And I mean, the sky's the limit with her. I mean, I couldn't even imagine. I mean, I know she was studying to be a child psychologist, and she was very fluent in French, and she was very involved in volunteering. She was reading to kids. She had a reading program at her college. When she started at Santa Clara, she started a reading program, and so she's a legacy at Santa Clara and her local high school here, La Jolla Country Day, of course. And you know, it's so that's why I started Team Diora a couple of years ago in her memory. And for those that don't know who she is, Diora was a friend of mine from here in San Diego. And on September 11, 2001, she boarded United Airlines Flight 93. And if you do know about the story of Flight 93, that's the plane, that was the final plane hijacked on 9/11 that ultimately crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, um, due to the actions of the passengers and crew fighting back against the terrorists. So she was on that plane
Yes.
and been raising money over the years for the completion of the memorial in Shanksville. And the elements of the memorial have been completed. Specifically the Tower of Voices, which I know I took you've gone to see
Yeah,
with
we've gone the
me.
last couple of years actually, and I'm actually going to stick a link in the descriptions of those chimes. It's not very long, but you can see what they do and how they
Yeah,
sound in the wind.
yeah, and so that was the thing very early on with the before the memorial was even starting to be built. Dior's mother and I had come to a decision. I'm going to raise money specifically for the completion of the Tower of Voices. So um, that mission has been completed, and it's an incredible element of the memorial. It's 93 feet tall. It's got 40 wind chimes inside the tower. Each chime is like its own specific size, makes its own specific sound to represent the 40 chimes represent the 33 passengers and 7 crew members on 93. So while they make their own individual sounds to represent them as individuals, when the wind comes through and they all start chiming together and making this amazing like music, it kind of is a representation of them coming together on the plane that morning to fight back against terrorism. So it's a very symbolic element and great representation of the story behind Flight 93. So that's really what got me on board with wanting to see the tower completed and specifically raise money just for that. So in the end, we ended up raising just over $18,000 for the tower, towards it. And it's I'm just so grateful that I was able to help make the tower come to fruition. And so now that the tower is done, we are gearing our efforts with Team Diora now to just raise money for firefighter aid. That's kind of where our focus has been the last couple years, and we're going to continue to do that until something else, I guess, catches our fancy or whatever. But just we know how important it is to support our firefighting community, and Team Dior is just honored to be a part of the climb and be able to support the firefighters and their families.
Gdogg, still doing amazing things all of these years.
I'm trying, brother.
You're doing a great job.
it's it's definitely more challenging now with a family, but it's
Right.
still something that needs to be done. I think with with the climb, especially COVID, in 2020 and 2021, while there was no official scare climb in San Diego, Team Dior still did a climb every year. Like we're like, fuck COVID, man. Like that's not going to stop us from what we got to do
Right.
here. So we did the climb in our teammates' office building, and so we did 110 stories total. We're just like, yeah, COVID-19 is not going to get in the way of that. So, and at this
Right.
point, in my mind anyway, it's whatever. You still hear about it in the media or on the news and stuff, and in my mind, I'm just like, I'm over that shit, dude. Fuck it. Like that is
Right.
that's just done at this point. That's just like I chalk it up with like it's like the flu. You know what I mean? Like it's a virus. There's a vaccine for it. You get it or don't get it. Frankly, it's up to everybody what they want to do. I'm vaccinated. I'm done wearing a stupid fucking mask. Like I don't. Life is not about wearing a mask. That's not how you live life. And to each
I
his
actually got a
own
funny
on
story for you,
yeah
actually, related to that.
to each
So,
his own on that. That's
yeah.
fine. I'm not gonna look down on people or talk down on them if they want to do that. They may have their own reasons, and that's fine. If they're trying to
Right.
not to get other people sick or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not wearing one. no fucking way, dude. Like, I'm done with that bullshit. So, um, just we're just grateful that firefighter aid was able to come around this year and get all the vendors lined up in time and everything. And we found out, I want to say it was like early June, that the climb was happening. So we were
Oh,
real
cool.
nervous. We were nervous at first, because usually it's like early May they'll announce it and the date and everything, and and it was like I kept reaching out to them, and you know, I guess they were waiting on board members to give the okay. And so it was a little nerve wracking, honestly, for about a month there. We're like, this thing better happen, man. Like, they better not use COVID as an excuse. And they ultimately approved it. So they're
That's
expecting
good.
a
That's good.
great turnout, and definitely looking forward to it. So I'll definitely have plenty of pictures and whatnot from the climb and the show to send to you. So